power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Lines of connection, communication, not the borders and boundaries that slice and dice the nation. Divided by the chalk lines of disreputable history, past failures are laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. Those bodies left behind us while we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers unread. Before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead, and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. Power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line from a quiet room, a metro line from across the city. Maybe we'll all raise our glasses soon. They say across the fence line the grass is always verdurous, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing wranglers, foul murders. When we look out past dividers, we're unsurprised to see more folks erecting fences, becoming detainees. Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all dwell on ourselves, we're the private enemy. Becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative. We won't dread the different, the strange or unrelated.
That's what I get for trying to sing along when I'm exhausted. A long day today.
Power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all, to bring us home.
Bring on the creepers,
Bring on the flames. Here comes the legend, the bravest of brave. Fiercer than lions, more southern than you. He's conquered our hearts, and he'll conquer hell too. Joe Hills.
The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us! Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and tonight y'all are my live streaming audience. Woo! This has been a particularly intense day on the server. It was Scar's birthday. Did y'all see Scar's video? If you haven't seen Scar's video, you might want to cue that up for later. He actually showed something in there that I actually wanted to get a quick clip of for my own next video. I want to put this kind of maybe over part of the outro or part of the poem I read. We've got a lot of great clips for the next video. It's not edited yet. It got held up because I was participating in Scar and Grian and Mumbo's project. But we need to get a quick little clip that I think is going to look real good. Like, real good. And for that, what we need to do is we need to come over here. We need to grab a few maps out of the house. Chloe the Great and Powerful says Scar's video was awesome. Okay. So we're going to take this map and we're going to take this map. And we're just going to do a quick flyover for my next video. If you haven't seen Scar's video, go watch it. Leave a happy birthday note. This is too big a spoiler to keep secret. It's all over Twitter. It's all over Twitch. It's all over Discord. Start recording. Turn the face camera off real quick for this bit. We need to have the totem out of our offhand so that this can look bigger here. So this clip is going to go without audio. We're going to put this under a bit where we have other audio. Let's go back up and then show this from a higher angle here. It's hard because I have to show, like, have a descending angle to get this right.
Good night.
Good night,
Before
Doc.
you lay your head to rest, ask yourself, did I grind enough to make the great goat leader proud?
Yeah, I did.
As always, you could have done more.
Not today. Okay, so let's get a high angle. We're gonna get a clip of getting the other map filled in. And if we can get it from up here on top of this butterfly, that's gonna be good. Or higher up. There's the dragon. We've got to do this live. Replay mod won't capture this correctly. Okay, and there's the clip. If you have not seen Scar's latest video, go watch it. It's his birthday. Tell him happy birthday. Grian and Mumbo each have their own perspectives as well. Go watch them. Fantastic work all around. I was so grateful to be invited to be a part of it. Some weird chunk loading errors here. I don't know what's going on with that. We don't have to worry about that. Let's stop the recording. We got the footage we need. Let's go put that house maps back in the house. Power light to convey a certain brilliance. Telephone line to carry a voice. A metro line. The one thing we screwed up was we didn't plant more trees everywhere else nearby. So it doesn't actually flow that great. I think it actually looks way cooler underground. You can. I want y'all to go check out Doc's video. Whenever he gets back from vacation, his next video is probably going to be completely derailed and deranged, deregulated. It's such a good map. Go watch Scar's video. Go watch Green and Mumbo's video. When Doc's video drops, go watch it. That's all. This is just a tiny fraction of the insanity. This is a tiny hint. This is me giving you an excuse to go check out something you might not have otherwise. But I gotta get back to my build. I got work to do too. But yeah, those of y'all who were there for the poetry writing thing the other day, when I was referencing Biffa's Bowl, there's a reason Biffa's Bowl was on my mind. Let's turn the camera back on. I'm in slot 9, putting the hot in the hotbar, 11 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So, we have some work to do here. Let's grab some rockets. This is not going to be a very late stream, I gotta tell you. It was not... I mean, I built the pinball machine before we covered the thing. Pinball machine's not done, but, like, I mean, this is... I started on this a while ago. But yeah, I was really glad that nobody guessed, like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if you covered Doc Space like you covered Biffa's? Because then I'd have to be like, oh, yeah, that would be funny, but I don't have time for that. Hypno's not going to hop on the server to help me with that. Iskal did. That's why we were hanging out with Iskal so much. He jumped in to help. It was a great time. Welcome, Thomas Darkwood. Glad you could join us. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, 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 dun. Do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if any of y'all caught the build contest stream earlier today, but one of the big announcements during that was that we were able to one of the upcoming projects that I've hired Quinn for is to hire Quinn to work on a dance reboot of Lines. Friend of the show, Fally from Norway, made a kind of a dance remix of Lines that was pretty funny. But we were listening to it and we were like, this is good, but this isn't how we would have done it. And I was just like, well, how would we have done it? And we started talking. I was like, okay, well, let me pay you to do that. So if you aren't following my sister Quinn at twitch.tv/redactedhills, Quinn's going to be working on that as well as a binge watch rap reboot or a remix. Let me get a link to that. Twitch.tv/redactedhills. Oh, why is this not working? Too many characters that were wrong. Yes, twitch.tv/redactedhills. Plays any dirt lately? You might think that, but I couldn't possibly comment. Salient Bofa Tips 20 says, get out of that hotbar! So yeah, here we go. Boom. 11 gets us out of the hotbar, and then we are 9 past that milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand. Oh my gosh. It has been a long week. We put a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, into that project. Mumbo did a great job of showing how much the other hermits showed up. Most of our conversations were kind of off the record, just us palling around, having fun, talking about the theory of art, like concepts of AI and how it intersects what we do. It was great stuff. Just great stuff. I'm so lucky to work with such intelligent and talented people. But like, yeah, it was just absolutely amazing. Rahul says, "No way, you guys broke Drock's dragon. It flew away from his post." I mean, can someone really own a dragon though? Like, that doesn't, to me, pass what they call colloquially the smell test. How can you own a dragon? I don't think a dragon can truly be, like, yours, right? I feel like dragons are their own, aren't they? Is that... Am I misunderstanding how dragons work? 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, cool, cool. Okay, so then from there, it's 2, 1, 2, 1. Wait, hold on. 2, 1, 2, 5, 2. 2, 1, 2, 5, 2. One, two, 1, 2, 2. 3, 3. One, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. So it's actually cutting basically right to 5. That doesn't feel right. So we can bring that around. This gives us a lot more room to work with than we had before, and I am very appreciative of that. Loopy says, "Are the playfield these parts of the playfield going to be visible under the overhang of the back box?" We're gonna build clones of this on top of the back box, so it'll show up for the maps. Stephanie L says, "I have a lot of cleaning to do tomorrow. Which of your seasons should I binge watch, Joe?" Honestly, after watching Mumbo revisit the world from season 1, I'm actually gonna say season 1. We got a lot of stuff right, even back then. Like, the biggest reason not to watch season 1 is because the visuals aren't great, but if you have a bunch of chores and you're just listening, like, yeah, the frame rate's terrible, but the artistry is there. Like, we actually did a really good job. Like, we did a better job than anyone would expect in season 1. Yeah, go back and watch some season 1. There's a reason Mumbo was nostalgic for watching it when he was younger. And it's not just because he saw it when he was younger. It was objectively good, but in ways that were then kind of more groundbreaking. Like, there's a good energy there. Loopy says, without knowing what you know now, I thought your poem about Biff's Bull was a result of Mumbo's tour video putting season 1 on your mind. That's exactly the sort of redirection and misdirection you should expect from a hermit. It's like how in Doctor Who, one of the first rules for people to learn is that the Doctor is completely trustworthy. But not exactly like that, because this is very little like Doctor Who. Okay, we need to bring that over further to make that work properly, but the core concept isn't unsound. We did not yet use any of Asuma's extra obsidian. He needs it so much. I would have been helping Asuma farm obsidian. That's the sort of thing I would normally have worked on. But, okay, so hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this actually should come further over here. Whoops. Not what I intended to do. Is this Silk Touch? I guess it would have to be. No, it's... I don't know how that happened. Okay, either way. He accidentally got way too much obsidian? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's a really unhelpful off-topic comment. Please don't do random engagement driving polls in my chat. Engagement is something that people who care about who have lost the soul of art. And I might be exhausted all the time and so tired I make stupid mistakes, but I'm trying not to become completely soulless. And that's soulless nonsense. That's garbage for garbage artists, and I'm not there for that today. Sorry. Okay. See, this looks like it might be... Is this maybe wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. Should maybe... Have that run to there, then do another one of these. Okay, that's probably okay-ish. Okay. Okay. So to do this right, we really need to pull this whole thing up as well. Question is, how far do we need to pull this up? Somewhere in my memory, shadows on the ceiling. Okay, if we move that bit up too, though. Yeah, I think that's the next step, is we move that up. The question is, how far do we move that up? Monate! Thank you very much for the 50, who says, well, tired or not, I happen to quite like your soul. Well, thank you very much for the 50. 11 gets us 1 face camera expansion milestone. 31 gets us a second. Whoops. Wait. Yeah. And then 41 and 50. That puts us $1 away from our 3rd face camera expansion milestone. Let's go ahead and process both of those now. Here we go. Expand Joe. Do, 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 do. Oh no, I still have Quinn's chair back there for the musical guest earlier. And numero dos, even larger Jost. You can see the bumper of the car still in the studio. Dee 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 dee. I don't have anywhere else to put it. Why is the... Oh, the Joe Pasty was turned down for the studio thing earlier. Should be back at 100. And now we are $1 away from our next face camera expansion milestone and 21 away from the entrance of the Jost. Thank you, Monate. We actually recorded the outro, the first episode where you're going to be recognized as a poetry sponsor, complete with a new poem. I don't know if you were there when we recorded that yesterday morning, but I spent... It might not have been yesterday. It might have been 2 days ago. But either way, we spent 2 hours writing a completely new poem for Cubs Museum. And you got the Patreon credit for that. So thank you. Welcome to our newest $50 a month Patreon patron as well. That episode should go out in the next few days. I'm pretty worn out from gestures broadly. Like, I spent an extra 3 or 4 hours after Scar and Mumbo and Grian left, just adding flowers to make this look more natural. It didn't show up in their episodes, but I used 18 diamonds to buy 9 stacks of bone blocks. And then just walked around here for hours while thinking about what I was going to talk about today at the Discord meetings. We had a lot of community meetings today. I ran out of bone meal before I got this one part here. But for the most part, if you look at Grian's video and Scar's video and Mumbo's video, it's not going to look quite as good as when Doc first logs in. Because I knew we had a few more hours before Doc logged in. Those guys had to go work on getting their footage cut together. But I was like, you know what? Let me just do a little bit more. Let me just add some extra grass in here. So if you haven't seen Scar's video yet, definitely go check out Scar's video. It's his birthday. Leave him a nice birthday comment. Grian and Mumbo's cuts are fantastic as well. Chloe says your dedication is commendable. You know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I just wanted it to look a little better. I don't know if that's dedication or just obsession. Like at a certain point where it's like, oh my god, I've spent 10 hours on this in the last 2 days. I'm not prepared for it to end. Let me do 3 or 4 more hours of just bone mealing everything, adding a few more trees to correct some of the lines I thought were too obvious. No worries, Thomas Darkwood. Welcome, welcome. The answer is always, you could have done more. Corinne was sitting next to me while we were recording that, and I wasn't... You'll notice I don't talk a ton in that clip, because I was on push to talk, and Corinne kept saying, like, you could have done more! And I was like, I can't put that in the video. I can't have my child yelling at everybody else's mics, like, or headphones. But yeah, when Corinne was like, have we... when Mumbo was like, have you ground enough today? Corinne's like, you could have done more! But no, she was just sitting next to me, hanging out while listening while the hermits were talking. It was nice. It was chill. So yeah, y'all, seriously, go watch those videos. These are good videos. I have not done this justice. That quick flyover, that's a teaser. Go watch the videos. like I said, that's not what my video is directly about. I'm going to reference it with my poem I wrote. And put in Cubs Museum. Kamikaze said, I noticed you didn't talk much in their videos. I mean, honestly, none of us did. I mean, Iskal was there talking for 4 hours over the course of 2 days. And, like, I don't know if his voice made it into anyone's videos. Like, the thing is, the 10 hours of us talking wasn't really, like, intended for publication. It was just us palling around while placing dirt. Dallin, thank you for the 2, who says, thanks for all you do, Joe. I do what I can, Dallin. That puts us 19 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. Expand, Joe. Do. Yeah, his voice did not. No, but, like, we were all there hanging out for hours and hours and hours. But, like, yeah, the thing is, though, like, they had, a story about the buttercups that they were trying to tell. And, like, we're happy to be part of helping them out, even if, like, you know, we're not always, like, in front of the camera dancing and being like, look at me, I'm Iskal, there's 85 of me, I'm the 85th of my name, right? No, nobody needs Iskal to do that. People don't need me to be hamming it up. They need me to be placing, you know, shulkers and shulkers of dirt. Oh, I was going to check my stats. Items, let's see, mined, broken, crafted, used, picked up, dropped. Is dirt going to be under used here? 21,000 dirt and grass, 9,000. Okay, so I mean, I was helping some. Meanwhile, bone meal used. 48,000? Wait, is that right? Yeah, 48,000 bone meal used. I used a lot of bone meal today. Interpretive bone mealing. I let the bone meal do the talking. Thank you, Carl. Yeah. So, I mean, my dirt placed is nothing compared to some of the hermits. 21,000 and 9,000. But yeah, so it's, what's that? 30,000 blocks out of 250,000 was Mumbo's guess on the number of blocks necessary. But I felt like I was doing a lot, but, like, I guess I wasn't. Lay your head down, dream, lay your head down. Okay, so we're gonna keep doing some work on our playfield here. I don't know why I didn't cut these holes earlier. Having the trough for the ball cut into here is so nice for just flying in and out. Yeah, Scars definitely includes all the other terraforming this season. Yeah, Scar scaffolds everything in dirt. That's also true. It was a lot of fun. It was some of the most fun I've had this season. Like, this project here has been fantastic. I have learned so much. I am having a great time, and I'm excited to keep working on this for months and months and months until we close out the season. We are in no rush. We've got Decked Out launching soon, and then months after that. But, yeah, let's go. Welcome, Hunter. Glad you could join us. We are just doing Minecraft. Yeah, I guess Minecraft and whatever, you know, just as a treat. Okay, so let's see. How does this work? So this goes 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. So 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. No, wait, that's wrong. 2, 2, 2, 2. So 4 2s and then 2 3s. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this goes a good distance down. Okay. Let's check the math on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's further out than it needs to be, but that's okay. Somehow this didn't carry over far enough. Maybe that's okay. Abner J. Hernandez says the progress is insane. Looks awesome. Thank you. Very kind of you to say. Just check in. I got rid of the eye stethoscope. We should go get that out of the toolbox. Tiptoe to the toolbox with me. There it is. Zoom tube. Mr. Brothy there says, how was your time filling out the perimeter with the Buttercup group and Pearl? Pearl wasn't there for any of the parts I was there. I'm not saying she didn't help, but maybe the times I was helping she wasn't. But yeah, I got to hang out with a lot of other folks, though. Iskal was there. Etho popped in. We had Jem was there. False was there. Asuma was there. It was an all-star cast. Okay, so what I wanted to look at, though, was this up here. How does that feel? When that comes up to there like so... Yeah, that feels about right, actually. It's probably fine. Probably good here. Okay. Server versus Doc and Ren, lol, says Ferreterrier. I was wondering why Cub Fan didn't come help, and then I saw on Twitter him offering, hey Doc, I heard you might have a problem. Oh, I see how it is, Cub Fan. I see now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4. Nobody can stay mad at Etho. Regardless of how Doc feels about Etho helping, nobody can stay mad at Etho. Mahis writes, everyone knows Etho doesn't pick sides. He picks chaos. I feel like Etho doesn't choose sides. He chooses chaos. Might be a little bit more poetic, but the spirit of what you're saying is there, Mahis. The spirit of what you're saying rings true. You're not wrong, Mahis. You're not wrong. Okay. This has been a very long day for me. Sorry. Yeah, I woke up early and did some extra block placement on those bone meals and stuff. And then 2, 2, 2, 2. These are all just like equivalent to crossover 1. Yeah, don't worry. Nobody ever stays mad at Etho. Well, Doc was on vacation. If somebody's like, I'm going off the grid to go on vacation to enjoy sunny Europe or whatever with their family, like, I mean, that's the time to strike. Feels like this should be this wide, even if maybe it shouldn't be. Okay, so 1 over 1, 2. Hold on. Hello, ZoomTube. Okay, so that needs to be past there, which it is. Okay, so... Not sure I'm reading this right. Hey, Nicole, good luck with your work. I, too, am curious about Doc's reaction. I think this one's supposed to be at 2. And then that one goes down there. So 3. And then it goes down for a ways here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Bum, ba, dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that was supposed to go 6. What's the pinball gonna be? It's gonna be a stainless steel ball about 1 1/8 inch in diameter. It'll come off the flippers at approximately 95 miles an hour. Okay, so that's ball 3, 3. Yeah, pinballs are stainless steel in any context for the most part. Okay, so we're gonna clean that up, clean that up. No, that's wrong. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on. That's wrong. Monte says 95 miles an hour. Yeah, that's why pinball machines need to be full of user replaceable parts. You start flipping a stainless steel ball around at 95 miles an hour, and everything inside the machine needs to be built to be replaced because it will get hit a lot and it will eventually take damage. Hey, we got 5 rolling in from Magenta, who says, just wanted to say I'm really excited for the haunted house competition on the Patreon server. Thank you for all the time and energy you put into this community. I'm very excited about the haunted house competition myself. Halloween is one of my favorite times of year. Yeah, I'm a little worried I might not have as much time as I would like to build stuff on HermitCraft this year that's Halloween themed because I'm trying to get this pinball machine done and decked out. It's going to be pretty active at the time. But, yeah, I love me some Halloween, and so being able to let the Patreon server have some fun with that will be a great time. I am sure of it. Actually, I think we probably want to go here on this. Yep, the Sadako axolotl is there. Monte says, I never knew pinballs move so fast. Yeah, they move really fast. I really feel like I get a lot out of pinball mentally because it forces me to focus on my reaction time in a way that other things don't. And in order to succeed at pinball, you have to like really get out of your head, right? I'm a very ruminatory person. I'll start ruminating on things, and it's not great. And so pinball forces me to take a break from overthinking things, because if I play pinball while trying to overthink things, I will lose at pinball. You've gotta let things go in pinball. You've got to clear your mind. It's a good exercise for me. It's an exercise I need. I'll tell you that. Okay. So. Let's figure out what we want to do next here. This needs to go way up. It needs to go about where we've got this ball right now. This ball is just kind of for example purposes, but... One, two, three. That's about right. Dun 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 dun. Doo 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 doo. Oops, nope, we wanted those two. We did not want these ones. So this is where it gets weird. We need to adjust the pop bumpers. I've got that in there for reference just to see the size of this gap. We need to adjust the pop bumpers up quite a bit. Do we have surplus iron deep in the furnaces? I think I need a large number of iron blocks. Let's run down to the furnaces real quick. Let's replace some of the leaves back into storage temporarily to make room in our inventory as well. Ow, my body. Mahi says, I think you took most of what you smelted for a beacon. You're probably not wrong. Oh, our elytra is about to die too. That's not really enough to go on. 15. That's not enough for a single thing there. Where's all my redstone boxes? They had some iron in them. How animated will the playfield be? Will the hermits encounter any pistons to pop? Most things on the playfield that move would be too big to do without, like, create mod or something. We wouldn't be able to do them in vanilla. Maybe the pop bumpers could waggle a little bit, but I don't want to overpromise there. XP's Iron Stock shop stocked. I would assume no, because Scar was asking about hermits having iron earlier. He apparently needs a bunch of iron for a project too. And so I also wanted to see how much I had. In case he still needs more later. He got the answer while I was at dinner, so I didn't need to volunteer any, but... This is the outline of the ball that will go here. Okay. What I probably should have done is gotten some purple lights out as well for this part. It's fine. What is that stray block there for? Okay. So we're gonna want to have this wholly wrap up. Old Street Light says, what are you building? I just got here. We are building a model of a furnace from the 1920s. Let me get a better angle so you can see it. As you can see, we've got a classical paint job here on the sides. If I come around to the back, you'll be able to see the warning label, you know, basically saying, like, steam is hot. You might not have heard of steam because it's new. Don't touch the steam. It will scald you. As you can see here, we've got where the gas is going to feed in, the pilot light. Furnaces back then, this was like the big point where people are like, what? You don't need coal all the time? Wow! But basically, so you'd have a pilot light, you'd have a bunch of steam boil or whatever, because you have water coming in, and the water and the steam goes through radiators. It's a whole thing. But, you know, that's how people heated their homes. Got a lot done. Got a lot done. So, anyway, it's a big project. I'm going to be focused on, like, getting it right, because, you know, you have something in the wrong place, all of a sudden you got a boiler exploding. Who needs a boiler exploding? Not me, says I. Not me. Okay. So let's try and get this right. Mr. Plaza says, how long did you work on the perimeter for? Probably about 7 or 8 hours before their videos finished recording, and then another 3 after, trying to do some detail work. So when Doc first logs in, it'll actually look slightly better from his point of view. I did a bunch of flowers and bone meal and grass and stuff. I think it's gonna look great. It's absolutely worth it. Neon Wyvern says, the furnace facts are my favorite part of the stream. Well, that's the thing, though, is you always want to make sure that whatever you're building is something you're passionate about. Because if you can't come in here and talk about furnaces, you shouldn't be building a giant mock-up of one, right? It's that joy, that passion, no matter how niche, that you bring into the game that people care about. That's what resonates with people, you know? So the question is, will the ball coming out of here, up and around, so we've got this going full speed. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, let's remove that marker ball we had there. That's just a placeholder for instructional purposes. Okay, sun's getting real low. Let's go lay our heads down and dream. Ned says the ice clinking sounds are really nice. Yeah, I found this rubber ice cube tray thing that lets me make like giant cubes of ice. And so they don't melt in the drink quite as fast. And then they make... Yay! Nice little noise for the microphone. I found like smaller ice cubes don't make as good a noise. And if I'm going to have my mouth next to the microphone... Nez says like whiskey cubes. Yeah, I don't know that the thing was sold that way, but yeah, you could use them that way. But they're like, yeah. But I think technically like whiskey stones are actual rocks you just cool, so they don't... You don't want, with like fancy whiskey, to have like too much water get into it. But yeah, these are just like big chunks of ice. But yeah, just the acoustic near the mic. It's better. The problem is it only makes like 6 cubes per tray, so I have to refill it constantly. And I'm too cheap to buy a second tray, which I should do. Like most people's ice cube trays. Like when I was a kid growing up, the ice cube tray had like 12 cubes on either side, 24 cubes. Whereas this is just like 6 giant blocks of ice. And then you're done. But that's fine. I feel like at this point, no matter how much caffeine I have, this is... Like, my body's naturally just like, it's been a long week. Time to start winding down. What's the giant furnace for? Are you putting farms in there? No. I just like the idea of building something big. You know? Like, why do we do anything on HermitCraft? You know, we just do stuff. We're those sorts of people. Like, look at this. What is this castle for? I don't know, swapping with rooks? I mean, it could be for anything. You know, why is there a Sadako climbing out of a bucket that looks like an axolotl? What type of tormented soul would create this shop? How is this okay? It's probably not, you know, but like, you just don't worry about it. Oh, we don't have a fridge with ice makers. Well... I say that. The fridge technically has an ice maker, but it's, like, so broken. Like, this is not a good apartment. The plumber that came in at one point was like, is this how they tapped your water line for your fridge? And I'm like, I don't know. It never worked right. And he's like, it wouldn't. You see how they did this? This is wrong. And I'm like, I see how they did this, but I don't understand why it's wrong. And he's like, it's in the wrong place, and it's got the wrong materials, and it's not done well. And I'm like, I believe you. What do you recommend? He's like, well, I wouldn't use the ice maker in the fridge. And I'm like, I don't. And he's like, good. Next problem. Oh, okay, let's keep moving now. Bum 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 ba dum dum. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Nez says I've only been to one house that has a working ice maker. One of my friends has a working ice maker, but he's a pharmacist, and so. Like, I'm assuming that there's kind of a certain level of prestige that comes with getting that, you know, doctorate, where you can have a house with an ice maker. That's just something you're allowed to have at that point. It's just not for me. You know, that's okay. I get it. I didn't go to pharmacy school. I don't deserve that. Okay, so now we've got the purple here. Bum, 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 bum. That's not very far for the trap ball to go, but it's far enough. Okay, so then the question becomes, what do we want to do with this? Because this becomes its own separate nightmare in some ways. We have a lot more space on the playfield that I'm not sure what to do with. Let's go up in the sky and look at it from there. Stephanie also says, my family consumes more ice than the fridge can make. We bought a cheap countertop ice maker, best $40 ever. One of the places I used to work had a really fancy, dedicated ice maker. Like, they had a cabinet, and you open up the cabinet, and there's, like, a shovel, and you pull ice out of it. And it was a really fancy machine. But, like, that was like, a really cool one. I didn't really use the ice from it very often. But, like, the people, like, some people were like, oh, my gosh, this is the best ice ever. But it was, like, it would make, like, what they would call, like, here in Tennessee, Sonic ice, which is these tiny pellets of ice. That are like Rice Krispie treats. Ice Krispie treats where they've got like air in them. They're like Rice Krispies of ice. Ice Krispies. But yeah. Mike Deadman says, "Oh, I love Sonic Ice." Yeah. So one of the places I used to work had a machine that just did nothing but make that ice. It was a real treat. Like I said, I felt like it was kind of indulgent. I didn't need it. I was like, well, that's great for the people that like really like good ice all the time, but like, you know, not something strictly speaking that I require. No relation to the hedgehog, more of a what do you call it thing? Nez says now I want a snow cone. Yeah. Book Fanatic says it's called pellet ice. Okay. Stephanie also says those are great, but they're $600 for the home. Better to buy ice at Sonic by the bag for $2. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, this was a place that had like 100 employees, right? So if you have 100 employees, you can maybe justify buying a $600 ice maker or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I just have like one 3x2 cube tray that's made of like rubber or silicon or something. And it makes these giant blocks of ice, and that's all I need. And they take like 24 hours to make because they're like just so thick. But like, it's like fine because like, I don't need that much ice all the time. When we have a lot of guests, I do have like another tray that's not quite as nice, but I really don't like using it. But like for a big party, we can also buy a bag of ice. It's ice. It's frozen water. What can it be, Michael? $10? Extrema says, my office's ice maker makes incredibly clear ice. It looks like fake plastic ice. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool, Extrema. Yeah, like prop ice. That's funny. So here's what we need to do next. We need to figure out how much we want to move up each of these things. Not all of these things need to move up the same amount. Realistically, though, everything needs to move up. Everything must push. Let's go ahead and open up Illustrator. Bum 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 bum. So if we then add the Illustrator Navigator here, y'all can see kind of a rough version of this. Let me pull in the other, so pulling in the other layers here. If we turn on the TNA image, it's pretty clear that our pop bumpers and everything need to go way higher than they do. Like our slings are just straight up wrong. They're not correct. We need to go 11 more blocks up on our shooter lane at least. I think I started... Did I? No, I didn't extend that at all. We need to extend the shooter lane up by at least 11 blocks and then maybe work backward from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and disable that total nuclear annihilation overlay layer. And let's disable the Illustrator Navigator layer. What's this? Oh, yeah. People are saying that I screwed up my Patreon server earlier. So I forgot to restart the weather cycle and the day-night cycle. 1 second. Let's go over there. / game rule. Do weather cycle true. / game rule. Do daylight cycle true. Yay. Okay. Part of me is like, well, while we're here, can we go... Dang it. It's hard to use an elytra in creative mode. Dylan says, can we quote song lyrics, or is that considered promoting others? I mean, it depends on the song lyrics. Context matters. I don't know. Use your judgment, and I'll just time you out if I need to remove it, I guess. I don't know. Welcome, Gideon. Here's our Defiant. It's a tough little ship. That's a really cool model. Okay, so let's just push one of these buttons. I just want to check something real quick. Okay. That's a good sign. Cool. Disconnect. Deadman says, I just finished a rewatch of DS9 last night. Oh, awesome. I really enjoy that show. Let's reconnect back to HermitCraft. Okay. Okay. Gideon says, how are you in HermitCraft? Creative mode in HermitCraft is this, and there were command blocks. That's my Patreon server. There was a build contest earlier, and I turned off night and weather during the contest, and people were saying, Joe, you forgot to turn night and weather back on. So I swapped servers temporarily. It's in the VOD. You can scroll back if you have to. 9:41. Okay. This has honestly been like one of the most exhausting days. Part of me is just like, a lot of the stuff I have to do here is really simple. I should just keep going until I crash. But also I can tell from like how I respond to questions in the chat, like when I'm getting very tired. So let's go ahead. I know that I only need to move the shooter lane up 11 blocks. Let's just start with that. Let's just start with moving the shooter lane up 11 blocks. See how it goes. If we have to call it an early night, like I said, you can go watch Mumbo, Green, and Scar's videos. They're part of the reason I'm exhausted. I'm not complaining. I was very happy to be parts of those projects. But yeah, we had a busy week on HermitCraft. Okay. So 11 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So if we move that back 11 blocks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A lot of hermits helped him do the perimeter. If you watch Mumbo's episode, he like repeatedly shows the list of people who were on there. We were keeping it quiet because we wanted to surprise Doc, but surprise. Yeah, no, I spent like 10 hours working on the perimeter project in the last few days. And I also had like 3 Patreon server events today, so I'm pretty worn out across the board. But I also want to keep making some forward progress on this. So 1, 1, 2, 2. 1, 2. Mantua Maker says, I needed a nap after. I can imagine how tired you feel. Yeah, it's been a big day. I've been preparing for today for literally weeks. And I feel like I didn't screw it up that badly. I might learn later that I screwed it up worse than I thought. But it's a relief to be past it. Gideon says, you mentioned you had a Minecraft server. Can I join somehow? Yeah, Patreon patrons can join the Minecraft server at $10 a month. Patreon.com/JoeHills. But you've already said never mind, so I'm not going to alt-tab out to copy and paste a link. Next problem, next problem, next problem, yeah. Bum 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 bum, dun 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 dun. We're making progress and I'm pretty proud of it. Feeling pretty happy with where things are going, yeah. They're going into a pinball cabinet, clearly. Gideon says, it amazes me to see builds like these. I usually build at a very small scale. I mean, but every part of this is very small scale. We're just doing it over the course of like a year and a half. You know, it's like I'm just like putting in like 11 blocks long worth of logs. 8 wide with a little bit of a rise there. And here I'm just adding some blackstone. Like, I mean, no part of this is individually that impressive. You know, I'm just spending a while on it. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go lay our heads down and dream here. Just as a quick reminder, we are 45... No, sorry, we are 14 away from the next Face Camera expansion milestone. Have a good night, Mike Deadman. We are 14 away from our next Face Camera expansion milestone, and in the interest of the Jost, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. I mean, it's only 2 maps big. Like, I mean, we can go look at the maps even. Oh wait, I forgot to put this. We can't look at the maps. I forgot to put them back. That one's a work in progress. This one we need to pick up again because we're just now changing it. Is that gonna reach far enough? Or is that actually where that cut? Oh, no, that's just where that cuts. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Bacon Cat says there's still time to order the IRL TCG. Nope, that closed a few months back. Thank you for your interest, though. Whoops. Mantua Maker writes, the Defiant was built in 9x9 chunks until it was finished. That's the thing, is a lot of builds, you just you know, hammer away at it. As long as it makes sense. In some ways, I feel like we can move that up without moving everything else up, but let's go play with some things here. Yeah, the ship, the Defiant. You can look it up if you want. It's pretty famous. Okay, let's remove these. Okay, so let's say that we move these up by 11 as well to complement that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 back. That goes back 3, 2, 1, 1. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2. Boy, I am really tired. I don't know the relative sizes of things. That's not my strong suit. It's not a bad question. It's just a question I'm not going to be capable of answering. I'm not sure this is 11, but this might be 11. Okay, we did that wrong. So 2 this way, 1, 2. Okay, so 2, 1, then 2 again. Geez, good luck with getting 16,000 tinted glass, Craig Zarota. That's a large project. Yeah. No question about that. Okay, we're gonna pull this part up here. Okay. Let's go put the iron away first, because we definitely don't need the iron right now. Reboot, that was on my Patreon server, not on HermitCraft proper. I think you're a little bit behind. Pyro Anima, tipping 5. Thank you very much, Pyro Anima. That's going to put us now only 9 away from the next Base Gamer expansion milestone and the entrance of the Joust. Appreciate you. Okay. Bone blocks. Reboot says, why was I back 12 minutes? How did you realize that at the same time that I was telling you that you were back 12 minutes? That's what I don't understand. If you heard me this quickly, instead of like a while from now, that's kind of weird. Oh boy. It's been a big day. My whole body is so tired. Okay. It was built by Vin Shoken, says Mahis. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Mahis, for that. No, I wanted that. For commerce. My shovel. Vin Shoken, that was on the Patreon server, which I explained, but you might have missed the explanation if you were jumping ahead. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, dun, dun. No, Vin Shoken's a musician and very cool. And has some publicly available work. I don't know if Vin has like a homepage that I should be sending people to. Have a good bite to eat, Gail. Okay, so what I need to find is the bone place. The bone place is a cool place where I can get the bones. Bone place, bone. How's the mumbo button doing? Oh, that's a good question. It's probably... Nobody's been over here. Everybody's been in the perimeter. Looks like somebody just pressed it. I must have missed the... Oh, no. My elytra's about to break. Dang it. So we need to go buy bone blocks, and then we need to go fix our elytra. Dog fan says, Joe, I tipped via PayPal. Maybe it hasn't shown up. PayPal can often take 10 to 15 minutes, especially if it's an international tip. So I would not stress out about that. I can do a hard refresh, though, and try to force the update. But honestly, like, sometimes it's just a few minutes. Oh, wow. Wait. Was this the one from 30 minutes ago? I am so sorry. Yeah, for some reason, this is not showing up in the notification system, but it's showing up on my phone. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I am so sorry that that's... I mean, you might not be Chad, but somebody named Chad tipped 20 minutes ago and says pinball machine is, or 30 minutes ago and says pinball machine is looking great. So, sorry, Chad. For PayPal, it seems like they do maintenance on Saturday nights. We get the most drop notifications on Saturday nights because it's probably the lowest traffic time for them. But, okay. So, the first 9's going to get you 1 expansion. 29 is going to get you the second, and then we're 1 past. So here we go. Let's do both of those expansions right now. Y'all have seen that money go straight to my head with each face camera expansion milestone we hit. I heard Quinn put my chains somewhere earlier. Ah, they're all the way in the... They're in the bumper. I've got to step back here. The chains are back here with the bumper of the car. Hi, car bumper. This is a real bumper. This is not a joke. Chains are in the bumper. I heard Quinn put them out of the way, and I didn't know where they went. This room needs a lot of work. It's a mess right now. We have a lot of extra chairs and stuff. Because Corinne was hanging out in here, and Quinn was in here, and we had the car bumper in here. Either way. Why do I have a car bumper? I bought a car. They usually come with a bumper. But either way, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the Jost. Bum, 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 bum. Lowering the opacity now to 90%. And then for numero dos, here we go. Expand. You can see the bumper in the corner there. Jost. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Lowering the opacity now to 80%. Yeah, the only room with enough space to store the bumper was the studio. The car didn't come with the bumper detached. I drove the car around for 13 years, and then I got rear-ended. NJ says, you still have the car bumper in the studio. NJ, I can't get rid of the car bumper. I don't have a car to take it somewhere in. The car was totaled. So the bumper's just still in the studio. It's just going to be one of those things. When we move, we're going to have to get a moving truck anyway because I don't have a car anymore. So we'll just put it in the moving truck and take it to the next place. I've made peace with this. This is just part of what we're doing now. Like, it's just here. I don't know. Like, it's been a whole day, NJ. It's been a whole day. Reboot says paint the bumper and hang it in your studio. That actually is why it's still in here, because this is also my art studio, and I'm probably going to paint it on stream. But the thing is, I actually need to do a whole stream of just washing it, because it's like really dirty, and paint won't stick to it. But yeah, so thank you very much, Dog Fan, for the tip. Sorry about the PayPal notifications. Sometimes, like I said, Saturday nights, they're especially slow. I think that's when they do maintenance. And tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Yeah, sometimes I just... Oh no, I forgot. I am in the middle of a place I can get creepered. I need to move. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving now. Nope, Queen says, I just finished Scar's episode. I'm flabbergasted, gobsmacked, downright surprised. Yeah, that's why my episode's behind. I spent about 10 hours in the last couple days helping with that project and not working on my editing. But it was the most fun, like, the Hermits have had in a long time. It was a big group. Like, Mumbo talked more than Scar in his version. If you haven't seen Mumbo's version yet, Mumbo talks more about, like, the group effort where we just hung out in, like, a call for a long, long time. But, yeah. I'm just going to fly over here real quick. so I can encourage all of you to go check out Scar's episode. Yesterday was Jelly's birthday. Today is Scar's birthday. So Scar kept talking about, like, yeah, today's Jelly's birthday when he was recording this. It was. But then the real thing is that today was actually Scar's birthday. Wings, Joe. Oh, no, the wings are about to die. Thank you, Mahis. That's fine. Uh-oh. Well, so I got that going for me. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Portal's somewhere over there, vaguely speaking. Yeah, gravity still works. Oof! It was almost about to work a little bit harder than I needed it to. Okay, so the portal is there. But yeah, Scar's latest video. NJ, did you see Scar's latest video yet? Oh, yeah. You said Scar's episode was a great work of trolley art. That's a great play on trolley, on account of his trolley getting stolen. But yeah, I was so happy that Mumbo and Scar and Grian realized they should ask for help. Because, like, that's part of what I've been trying to, like, what I say Cleo and I have been trying to do this with HHH for a while, but sometimes it just takes something really mind-bendingly stupid. Like, I don't think Iskall actually had any voice lines in any of the Hermit's episodes, but he was hanging out for 2 hours each day, just probably more than 2 hours each day, just hanging out, placing dirt, palling around. Like, it was great seeing him again, but, like, just the scale of the project excited and inspired the Hermits. It was fantastic. Cub fan needs an intervention. I don't know, Nez. Like, I'm not sure Cub fan's gone far enough, honestly. Like, you want my version of Cub fan going far enough that we need an intervention? If Cub fan paid one of the HermitCraft admins to whitelist a bunch of people from another server and then announced he had stolen Grian's rift and opened it, I feel like that's about where it's time for an intervention. Anything short of that, though, I feel like we kind of just let him do what he's doing, you know? There's more than one admin? Yeah, because of, what do you call it? Time zones. Clocks. Yeah. No, I mean, if Cub fan paid off or lied to one of the admins and said, hey, this was hush-hush, but we're doing this surprise crossover with, you know, Pirates SMP or something. Here's the whitelist thing. Chances are most of the admins assume we aren't gonna lie to them. Like, I could do this. I could go steal Grian's rift, and while most of the British Hermits are asleep, get 12 people added to the whitelist. But I feel like that's more Cub's thing, and I don't want to step on his toes, you know? Like, I need to be respectful. But yeah, you want to see the hermits really freak out about theft. Steal Grian's rift and open it. That would be that you want people to stop worrying about the perimeter thing real quick. That would be the way to do it. I really shouldn't brainstorm ideas this bad, because I miss Ollie so much, and he's on the Pirates SMP. And it's Saturday night. I feel like we should just accept that covering Doc's perimeter with vanilla terrain is probably enough for 1 week here. But this is how you remember earlier when I said I think I can tell I'm tired? I can tell that when people are saying things in the chat, I'm responding in a way that doesn't represent good judgment. This is an example of that. Rising intonation. And just says, do you need a sanity check? No, I know this is a terrible idea, but that's what makes it funny. I know this is insane, but that's what makes it funny. The bigger question is, I'm sitting here and I'm going, how many of the people from the Pirates SMP are awake right now? But once again, this is the sort of thing that Cub fans should be doing, not me. This fits what he's doing with his museum. Not me. We should keep working on our geometry here. And just says, I meant how tired you are, but carry on. Oh, no, I'm exhausted. We are going to bed, and 20 minutes is the end of the stream. 20 minutes is definitely the end of the stream. We're not going long tonight. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. I spent a few hours earlier today working on perimeter beautification. Then we had a 1-hour petitions for the Deep Slate Mine Patreon server. We had an 1.5-hour build contest with musical guest Quinn Hills. And then we had a 2-hour quarterly meeting. And now I am 100 minutes into stream 2 of the day. I know I'm tired. I know I'm tired. I do not need a sanity check to tell me that. Okay. We were about to go buy bone blocks when the elytra died. Ow, my body. Gusty Gale, yeah, there's gonna be a VOD up of that. Yeah, we had a Independent Workers' Day parade float build contest, and Quinn was our musical guest. It was a lot of fun. We also announced that I've commissioned Quinn to work on a new dance reboot version of Lines. Longtime friend of the show, Fally from Norway, made a dance remix of Lines, and Quinn and I both like it. I'm not complaining about Fally's remix or whatever. The thing is, though, like, a song that's been remixed to be a dance song isn't intrinsically a dance song. And we were listening to it, and we're enjoying it, but we're like, you know, if we did this ourselves, we might have done a few things differently. And yeah, the OG Lines is still up, but we're kind of doing a Lines club mix. Yeah, the button's still alive, don't worry. I just checked. We're working on a Lines club mix. That won't be exactly like the dance remix Fally from Norway did, because once again, you know, we listened to it and we said, that's interesting, but, you know, that's clearly somebody else's version of this concept, not our version. Fallies is a classic. I'm not disagreeing, NJ. But we kind of... So, yeah, we announced during the build contest that, that Quinn is going to start working on that on stream in the near future. Quinn still has to finish Technologic's commission for the Binge Watch Rap remix as well. So we've got a few things going on that we're excited about. Oh, boy. I'm so excited I can't stop yawning. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Wait, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11. Okay. So then this is going to come up to... Oh, that's why we had all those blocks. Yeah. Yeah. That's why we had the torches, was to put the torches in her. NJ says, I was trying to explain to Manti Gag while we're heading home your rift idea. I'm not doing it justice. Somebody asked how far Cub would have to go for us to have an intervention. And I said, if he stole Grian's rift and then added a bunch of people from another SMP to the whitelist, then I think it would be time for an intervention, but nothing short of that. And that was what I was saying. Okay, so where does this... That actually goes up to there. Okay, cool. Cub! So I just said to Cub, do you have time for a terrible idea? And he said, always. And I said, I was asked at what point you need an intervention for museum theft. And I said, if he stole Green's Rift and whitelisted another SMP without telling us. And I've been thinking about it. And if you do it, Ollie is on Pirates and I miss him. And I will back your play later. And Cub says, well, did I actually guess? We might have actually... I do need a live hermit for the museum. He was very used to living in a cage for an extended time period. I said, if you just told me to do it after the printer sleep, it'll happen. Everyone keeps saying we need to go bigger and bolder. Oh, thanks. This could actually happen. We're this obnoxious of people Like, I feel like some of the work I did the last week has earned me enough goodwill that we could burn it all on this. And like, I honestly think that like the hours I put in on that perimeter project, like by the end of that, like it's just like, wow, people really seem to be taking me seriously and appreciating me more, and this is really nice. So immediately I'm like, okay, now that I've got this goodwill in my pocket, how can I spend it? What if we screw with the whitelist and make everybody furious? Okay, that'll reset the status quo. Nez inadvertently causes the next HermitCraft war. Yeah, HermitCraft Rift Wars. We're gonna have people over here being like, "What? If you can invite them on, why can't we invite my mate on? I love drinking with my mate. Why can't I out and do server in it?" Okay, so this is actually gonna work really beautifully, actually. We had just enough clearance on this. We'll pull this light out here, and we might need to reposition some of the others. Racewinder, no hermit would believe that that was them. No hermit would... Every hermit would believe that was me doing an impression of somebody else. Oh my god. What if we got Ollie to just follow Doc around for the last 3 months of the season? Because Doc is going to be like, he's going to want to retaliate with some insane redstone device. And then we just bring Ollie on and say, "Hey, Ollie, Doc's online." And Ollie logs in, flies over. He's like, "Oh, hi, Doc." You know. I can't do the voice. "Hey, Doc." I can't do an Ollie voice. I can't do it. Doc. Just have Ollie follow Doc around for months. Like, nobody ever builds anything in the perimeter again. We can't possibly do this because... Honestly, I'm glad I came up with this idea on stream, because if I had come up with this privately, I probably would have done it tonight and gotten in huge trouble. But like, because I have no public deniability about this. I'm glad we came up with this idea on stream, so I can't actually do it, because I would get in so much trouble. The thing is, if Cub did it, I could burn what little political capital I just built up trying to get Cub back out of trouble. So... Polaris says, I jumped on the stream and I heard Joe hissing. What's going on? I was doing bad Ollie impressions. Doc! Doc! Hey, Doc! I can't do it. Joe! Joe! My elytra broke! I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do that voice. I'm sorry. It's too good a voice to attempt to repeat. to attempt to repeat or replace. KSH, what is an agent of chaos? I don't think I understand what you're asking. Is Joe trying to be an agent of chaos? Do you mean like somebody I hire to do my job when I'm like on vacation? But I don't understand the role of the agent here. Like, why do I need an agent or need to be an agent? It feels like y'all are trying to, like, add extra steps. I don't know. We should probably go lay our heads down and dream. Oh, the chows from Sonic the Hedgehog. You want me to represent the chows when they need, like, more foods or enrichment activities for their play area. Okay. Got it. Gideon, so if you've never played Sonic the Hedgehog, they, in, like, the later iterations, added these things called chows. They're, like, cute little adorable things, and they, like, need stuff. And apparently people think that I would be a good representative of their needs. Like, which, I mean, I guess is why there's a whole mini game around it. Yeah, people who are really into Sonic the Hedgehog get weird sometimes, Gideon Kagan. You should just make peace with that and deal with it. You're leaving? You're leaving because it got too weird? It got too weird because of Sonic the Hedgehog, Gideon? It got too weird because Sonic the Hedgehog has cute animals that are like blobs, Gideon? Gideon Kagan, you can't accept that the chows need me to go get their food. They need an agent to go deal with money because they can't hold money because they don't have, like, thumbs, Gideon? Is that it? You started nothing. So. I am tired. I said I was tired like an hour ago. I said I was tired like an hour ago. Plausible deniability chows. Yeah, what if I had the chows go add people to the whitelist? Because they're cute little blob things. Nobody would blame me. Nobody's going to blame me. Mahis, I actually have to move a bunch of laundry. I can't actually go to sleep. I just need to end the stream so I can move the laundry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pass out on the sleepy chair. And then in 90 minutes, an alarm's going to wake me up. And then I'm going to move more laundry. And then I'm going to go to bed like an adult. Yay! How long ago was the 20-minute cutoff? I said I was going to end the stream on the half hour. We're 4 minutes from the half hour. Last call for tips. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Let me do a quick hard refresh in the PayPal app because we were having some issues with that earlier. NJ says, what's your cutoff? What is a cutoff? Like my jeans? I don't cut my jeans. Like, I know it's like an Arrested Development meme, and we all love Arrested Development. Yeah, they have Chow's Gardens in the Sonic game. Welcome, Quill. Hope you enjoy the last 4 minutes of the stream. Icho Studio says, because I was late. It says, has anyone mentioned the latest activities of the group known as the Buttercup? It's, yeah, well, the Buttercups have, you know, well, I don't want to say what happened with them. You can watch Scar's video and leave him a happy birthday message. Yeah, I don't actually have any jorts. I answered NJ's question. Why is it called a chow? Because it's cute. And it means hello and goodbye in Italian. Blaze is an animator said, I needed to hear this today. Thank you for streaming despite your extreme exhaustion. Thank you, Blaze is an animator. I needed to show up for work today despite my extreme exhaustion. So thank you for tipping and helping me cover my expenses for the months. So that puts us 9 away from the next Face Gamer expansion milestone. We already did the last call for tips. So that is good. Bum, bum, bum. We got 1 minute left in the stream. The video is very good, Icho Studios. Please leave a happy birthday message to Scar. He mentions in the video repeatedly that it was Jelly's birthday. Jelly's birthday is the day before Scar's birthday, and he recorded that the day before it was released. So, okay. This is definitely coming along. So we're going to extend that up. We're going to move these up as well. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we are at 10:30 now. It's time to ask myself, did I grind enough today? The answer, as always, is I could have done better. I've spent 10 hours listening to those messages in the last 3 days. Let's go ahead and raid Scar's video. And you can leave a nice happy birthday message for Scar. Wait, no, that's the entrance build of Scarland. Doc's Perimeter is Gone Now is the title of this next episode. So, when you get over there, leave a nice happy birthday message for Scar. Check out what we got to do. I was so happy to be a part of it. I kind of love this Cub steals the rift and uses it idea. I kind of love this too much. But anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep it